Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Naomi. It's now what? 12:01. You're
I
absolutely
know
right.
I'm
Good
late.
yeah. Let me
Oh,
start off by saying I got again get well wishes to Ray Saint Germain, the legend himself, and I was very happy to see him at the assembly. But he did
yeah.
look tired. He looked very tired, and his voice was quite soft, and I had a hard time hearing when I was talking to him. So
Well,
and
he's sitting
but
up today, David. He's sitting up in the
that's
chair
excellent,
today. Mm-hmm.
because he understand he has COVID at the same time, right?
Yep.
So my son. It's well again. He's a tough old cookie. He'll come out. He didn't go through such a challenging time throughout his life and his career, not
Yeah.
to be able to fight these things. So I hope you're listening, Ray Saint Germain. You get better, and we'll see you soon and chat with you again. And because we're supposed to be actually on Thursday, we're
Yeah.
supposed to be announcing the Big Sky Country Road. So again, on his in his honor,
Mm-hmm.
that got canceled, of course, and they'll reorganize a different date. And I do have a team going out there to make sure there's cameras and everything. If I'm in town, I want to be there. So
Yeah,
I,
for
I
sure.
actually am leaving. I'm in Cranberry right now. I just got back from the lake. Bad news: we didn't get no moose.
Oh,
It's been 2 days of rain already, and so he drove around and just pouring rain. Now I got a cold and I got to pull my back. Holy man,
oh
this is some bad
no.
shape. So, anyways, well, we tried our best, and we're not finished yet. I still have till January 15 to get a moose, and I promised the elders we bring a moose meat and that. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe we'll get one of those passes in the mountain and go and hunt there. So I'll see what happens there, and because my hunt really is not for me anymore. It's actually for getting me to the elders.
Yeah.
That's a promise I make every year, and I know the crew tried so hard and drove with our boats for the rain and everything, and no luck, and we couldn't see anything. So a lot of tracks, but I couldn't see anything anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Try to call a few places, and no luck, didn't come out. So, anyways, I'm not over yet. I told the elders going to get some moose meat. We're going to have to make sure we get them the moose meat.
Yeah.
But let's do some birthdays here. Happy 67th birthday is going to Les Brockinier, who celebrates his birthday today, Saturday, October 21. Happy 20th birthday to Skylar Park. Mr. Jack Park's granddaughter was celebrating her birthday on Monday, October 23rd. And happy sweet 16th birthday to my baby, my princess,
Oh my
Martha
goodness.
Chartrand. Yeah, she's celebrating her birthday on Tuesday, October 24th.
Happy
Gonna be
birthday.
sweet 16. I know. I'm so proud of my baby. She's doing so good in school. And right now, pray to the good Lord, we have no challenges with my baby. And
Mm-hmm.
even as a teenager, sometimes you get all nervous, something's going to happen. So she's doing very well in school. And so I'm going spoiling her right now, and I can't wait to. We have a get together on Saturday because I'm going to be in. I get home tonight from Cranberry, but I'm leaving Sunday for Ottawa.
Right.
I got meetings with quite a number of senators and some other MPs regarding the treaty and moving forward on the consultation. So I want to get that passed and out of the way. So I'll be in Ottawa all week, this coming Sunday to Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then Saturday we'll finally celebrate my baby's birthday because they're going to wait for me to get back from Ottawa.
Aw.
There's also another birthday, Sunday, October 22nd. Is a happy 179th birthday to the legend, the greatest legend of all in our nation, Louis Riel. Lots is happening in our province because of his sacrifices, and it would have been his birthday 179 years ago. He was born on October 22nd. So happy birthday, Louis Riel. Also, the AGA was a beaming success.
Oh my
I
goodness.
can't tell you how proud I was of the staff, the organizers, all the work they put together. How many meetings they had to organize to make sure that everything ran smoothly. All the hotel rooms, all the opportunities to make sure there's space and food, and on and on. And to serve 4,000 people, that's a big request. So,
It
and
is.
you saw it. It just room to room packed. They couldn't even find chairs.
I know.
What you call to me, April. Her son came next day and late, and so he said, "Where do I sit, Mom? I can't find a chair." Well, she said, "Go downstairs."
Mm-hmm.
I can't find a chair downstairs either. So he went upstairs, couldn't find a chair anywhere. So just packed house.
It
So again, it
was.
was such a proud day for again the Métis of the Red River. Standing hard, standing firm on our issues. I was very pleased to see Wob there. Of course, now sworn in officially as the first First Nation premier in history in Canada.
Yeah.
So he's made history for sure. Without question, he'll be in a history books. So Naomi Fontaine, she's the First Nation women in Manitoba cabinet.
That's
So
amazing
kudos to
too.
her.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely going to be, and of course, there's quite a number of other appointees. I won't go through them today, but I'm sure everybody's read them. But clearly, at the end of the day, excuse me, you got to be proud. And I told Rob, you're the Obama of the First Nation. Taking such a great stride and winning an election. He didn't give up since 2017, and now he's got a big challenge ahead of him. He's got to prove himself and make sure that at the end of the day, the challenges and the promises he made are attempted, or attempt to at least achieve them as best as he can, and create that partnership he's going to need. So kudos to him, and he did a great speech at our assembly, and good to see Danny Vandel, of course, there, and then it was all the other MLAs, and then, of course, the Lieutenant Governor herself. I was always proud to see Anita there, so it was great to see her, presenting, and also proud of Anita, look at her history of her struggle, hard work. She's always been in the Friendship Center movement, and she left there and came to the Federation, and then she became spokesman of the Métis women, and she's grown it from small, little, tiny, non-funded institution with deficits out of its ears, and now it's made it into some very powerful, promising voice for the Métis women,
Oh yeah.
not in the homeland. So I was very, very proud for Anita Campbell to get a beaded jacket, and she's going to wear it proudly without doubt. She actually was wearing it at the swearing-in ceremony. She was representing me there, because Wob did invite me to come, but I said I already made a commitment to my plans and hunting, and I've got to go up north. I can't leave that now, because everybody's been planning it. So, and people took time off work and the rest of it. So again, but I give him, of course, my best, and so Anita represented me there. I think Will Goodon was there too. I'm not sure, but I seen Anita on the screen, and she was wearing that beautiful jacket she was given by the women. So again, kudos to you, Anita. So also some very good news on the. As you know, the Métis National Council, we left them 2021 after direction of our people because they were bringing in fraudulent Métis identity thieves, I'll call them, stealing our identity, or stealing our culture, our history, our heroes, our beadwork, our music, and they've never been connected to us in history at all. And Métis Nation Ontario brought them in, supported by Alberta and supported by Saskatchewan, and now. You look at the mistake they made for sure without question, because the Assembly told us in 2018 that we have to fix this problem because it is going to become a future problem, and that couldn't happen because the presidents of Alberta, Saskatchewan, and the Vice President, now President of BC, supported Ontario, and to bring and allow those 6 new historical communities, they call them. They're not. They're just new people. They're not our people. There's no connection to us, but right after that, after I left, they decided to try to punish me and punish the MMF and our government and punish our leaders, command, and others. And they sued us for $15 million. And when asked the question, what's the money for? What's missing? Well, there's no money missing. Nothing's missing, but, so, but what? So why are you going to sue us for that kind of money? They just wanted to splash in the newspaper, make it sensational, right?
Right.
So then we took the veterans program, which MNC never ran before, ever. It was always, and everybody knows that I'm the one that fought this, my wife included, for over 20 years. And we were able to get a settlement from Trudeau, and I was very proud of that. And I sat with so many veterans throughout my time and cried with them, fought with them, argued for them. And they finally got a settlement. And they said to make sure that there's a legacy there forever. So we put $20 million aside it's supposed to be there for permanency, not to be touched. And so we're managing it, and they're doing a superb job. The staff are working hard on it. And then so what the MNC does, they go after that too. They start to punish me and punish the MMF. So they took us to court. There's a trial happening because that's a lawsuit. So that doesn't happen until 2025. But it's costing a lot of money already, legal fees. And so they took us to court, and they asked the court to cancel the agreement with MMF that we signed with the MNC when I was there, and saying we want it now. We're not going to wait for trial. We want that agreement, veterans agreement, back to us. We're going to manage it ourselves. And when asked the question, Naomi, can you manage it? What do you have the system designed, or do you know how to handle it? They had nothing. They have no way of handling it.
Hmm.
So because they don't deliver programs, so they took us to court, and we just got awarded by the court for $213,687 for that case, that one case. So they have to pay us in 30 days $213,000, and they got to pay us another $50,000. That where again they made big mistakes on the motion. So again they got us all together. They're going to pay us about nearly $268,000, close to $270. They got to pay MMF back. So that's a big victory for us.
Yeah.
Again, showing that we did right. We've always done right. I've never ever tried to do wrong in the sense of my leadership at the national. I actually, as I said on Métis before, I was able to negotiate over $3 billion with Canada for all of us. I was the lead negotiator, and not one of those presidents ever thanked me. And now today they're spending that money. I don't know if they're spending it in a wise way, but clearly not one of them ever said, "Thank you, David, for all you did." Instead, they took me to court and tried to sue me and destroy my name. So, again, it's sad, but you know what? And I'll show you when you listen to people sometimes, and I listen to people very carefully. I listen to, maybe because I was in the justice system for 10 years, I'm very cautious and listen very carefully when people are saying things. And you look at the Cassidy, the Métis National Council, so-called new president, and she said the MNC is broke. David took all the money. David, they spent all the money. They left us in a very precarious position. We have, we still got to try to operate. And then now they lost his case, and they got to pay us his money. And she said, "Oh, yeah, we always knew we'd have to pay something." Like, if you knew that and you said you had no money, why the hell would you sue us for nothing?
Right.
So it was, it's just a political move. And now she's saying, "Oh, yeah, we got the money to pay." Well, I'd love to see where they're taking that money from. I know MMF's got earnings. We got businesses. MNC does not have any businesses. I'd love to see where they're getting that money from, unless probably Saskatchewan, Alberta, and Ontario, and BC are paying for this. But this is just the beginning of our fight. So again, kudos to our lawyers and kudos to our cabinet. We're getting back $268,000 back into our coffers to pay our lawyers that it cost us so far. And so remember, it's costing us that, but it's costing them even more on their side. So this doesn't mean the amount of lawyers are paying. So I want to share that because this is a good example. When somebody picks on people because they got money in their back pocket, they think they bully you. But what they can bully is the MMF. We're strong. We got financial money, and we can carry ourselves anywhere. So that's why we got money for hunting. If people charge our people for hunting today, well, we will hold and protect our people. We'll go to court, even if it costs us $1 million or $2 million. We will defend our people all the way to Supreme Court. And our people are proud of that. You saw that at the Assembly.
Yeah.
I said the province finally came to their senses now. We got issued our tags we wanted for the ducks and porcupine. And I've seen some already harvest that took place for some of our harvesters, taking down nice bulls. And, of course, they started seeing cows, and they don't shoot them. And so they've seen very, very young bulls. They never touched them. And so it's good to see that our people are very conservation-minded. And I wish I could have got one of those bulls for our elders, but you never know. Maybe I'll have a chance yet. But again, but I was very proud of our harvesters out there. Bradley Desjardins, for example, and he's one of our contractors out there, is a hell of a good contractor. He applied for one of those tags, and he got it. And he killed his bull with his son, and he was proud as a peacock. So I was very, very proud to see him. Actually, he gives a lot of meat away. He said he makes hamburger and different things, and he gives it away to a lot of the elders. So, again, it's the traditional way of the Métis and the First Nations. So we always try to take care of our elders. We share our kill. We don't just stash it all in our fridges. So, but again, let me close off with saying I'm very, very pleased with Justice Centra, his decision against MNC, and making them pay us our money back right away. So in 30 days. Oh, don't forget too, a big announcement we had, and this is a program I think is not seen enough or heard enough, and that's the $1 million we set aside for missing and murdered Indigenous women and boys, girls and boys. So, and I know that when we put our first 10,000 to Jennifer Catchway, which made it 20,000, and I always give kudos to that family. They're always never giving up hope and always believing and praying. And so little McKay Marcus was 20 years ago.
Oh, I remember that.
When his stepfather took him hunting and he left him there. Nobody can answer why. left him there apparently. He said, and went home and go get help to skin the deer or take the deer. I don't understand because he had a quad there. So, anyways, but that's for the police to figure that out. But clearly, at the end of the day, when you look at it, they've never given up hope. The family. One day, somebody to tell the truth. What happened to little Marcus?
Yeah.
And how did he disappear? Did something happen to him? That's the question, everybody in the family wants to know, especially the grandparents. So we unveiled a new 10,000 reward for Marcus on Friday. I want to thank Minister Campbell, of course, and Vice President Francis Chartrand and her team, and working so hard. Of course, that's Richard Janai and Peter Fleming as our executive. But again, working so hard and getting this out. And I know I spoke to some other First Nation women who asked me the question, can we apply for that? I said, yes, you can. You, as First Nation, we this is not just for Métis. We set aside $1 million to assist on the missing and murdered women and girls and boys. And so we will sponsor $10,000 to other ethnic groups. So meaning we will partner and support the First Nations. There's a couple that asked me, and one in particular in Duck Bay, and I said, yes, apply for that. It's available for you to apply. Because their mom's missing, I think, going over 10 years now. And I said, you apply. And it's not guaranteed there'll be a result, but we'll guarantee you we will put a reward of $10,000 to help you find your loved one. So I hope they apply. They didn't know it was available to them. And of course, the program is called PK Wait to Hen. That's Bring Me Home. And so I hope that people listening out there will know if you have a loved one out there, you can apply to the program, and we can put a poster or a big billboard somewhere helping, hopefully, to sensitize the people that might know information and share it and eventually bring a loved one home. So every opportunity is a chance to see your loved one. So again, for all those missing, our prayers go to all the families, and I know it's a challenge, it's a hard time for so many, and it hurts the heart for many, So,
yeah.
But again, you never give up hope, and that's one thing I'm strong in believing. You never give up hope. So again, to the cabinet, I want to thank you for your leadership. The cabinet worked so hard, getting ready for the assembly, doing all the reports. I was proud of each cabinet minister as they reported their files and their work, their vision, their services to date, and where they plan to be in the next several years from now. So it really touched, I think, a lot of the citizens on good questions. There was a good debate there, of course, as you know, what happened at our assembly when a couple of people raised up the issue of ending prayer, Christian prayer immediately, effective immediately, that we'd end up Christian prayer would never be allowed in the Métis homeland or Métis Red River again in any gathering, in any function, local, regional, provincial, national. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I swear I was shocked. And so I was sitting in the back there, of course, and when I heard this resolution coming to the floor, I was flabbergasted in the sense that this can't be real. Like, who would be doing this? Because if you look at our history, right from the days of the buffalo hunts in 1812 and 1816, or it's recorded history from that day on, the Métis always prayed even before the buffalo hunt started. And it was something we believed strongly in. We prayed for our hunters to be safe and come home safe because it was a dangerous thing. You get trampled by a buffalo if you made a mistake. And so if you didn't bring the kill, then there could be a lot of starvation. So prayer was so essential, and blessing them and letting them go out and protect and feed the family. When they raised this resolution, I was actually in shock. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. So, but what really got me going, why you see my eyes tearing up, is when I started seeing the elders crying. That got my heart pumping and got me into a fighting position. Like, I couldn't believe what I'm seeing, what these elders were hearing. They couldn't believe it. Our nation has always been premised on Christian belief, and it's part of who we are. And people change. There's a new society of ideology coming out where people say, well, I don't believe in prayer anymore. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in Jesus. I don't believe in all this stuff. And that's the way I want everybody else to be now. Well, you have rights for freedom of democracy to speak and raise issues, even raise resolutions. to attack the very essence of the culture of our people, because prayer has always been used by our elders, used in our. My mom prayed all the time at home, and when there's vicious storms, I remember putting the cedar in the fire, and she'd pray for the safety of everybody. And so you look at all these times, and in essence, when people lose a loved one, you go to the graveyard, you go to church, you pray, help families by praying, and we do this on a show. And so it just, you hear people giving their condolences on the show and sending prayers their way. And, I don't know what these individuals were attempting to do, but they have the right. There's nothing stopping them from making a resolution of that category. But they saw now there was no chance ever in hell of something like that passing. So it's very proud to see our people standing firm and tough on that issue, and very clear that Christian beliefs and prayers will always continue. Our elders will always continue to pray in our government and the way we run our businesses and affairs. Every cabinet meeting, we start off with a prayer. We close with a prayer. Every meeting we have is structured in that process, because everybody, in my view, this is my view, right?
Yeah.
And the view of so million, probably thousands and tens of thousands of Métis people, you've got to believe in something.
Yeah.
You have to believe. If you don't believe in the greater good, then you're in big trouble. Because then what is there for you beyond that? If you don't believe that there's evil, well, then you've got a problem. And because there is evil out there, and you've got to find ways to combat it. And so all those people that do prayers, and I know the First Nations are very strong in their spirituality, but they're also strong in different denominations. And they have on NCI. They have a lot of prayer shows.
Yeah.
And it's good. People, I listen to it once in a while when I'm driving. I'll listen to it, and a lot of it's in Cree. I speak Soto, but I can understand a lot of pieces to it. But when you look at it again, it's such a powerful thing, and I'm sure First Nations would be absolutely furious if somebody said no more the elders are going to pray in our gatherings anywhere. So I think there would be an uproar coming from them at the same time, because their spirituality is strong, and it actually goes back, as I said before, Jesus Christ goes back thousands of years. So you got to give them credit that they're trying to maintain that part of it, whether it's the smudging and sweetgrass, all the stuff they do in prayer. For somebody to come along saying, I don't believe in any more prayer because I have a different view, well, you'll see how quick they're going to respond to you. So, again, I know I hit the stand there when I was standing.
You were very passionate, yes.
Well, it touched me so hard. You know what touched me is I said those elders, I seen the tears, I seen the crying. Anybody hurts my people, I go ballistic,
Yeah.
I'll defend my people come hell or high water. And so, again, it's great to see, and our elders are number one to me and always will be. So they defeated the local wanting to get salaried. That was something. I let the debate happen. I sat in the back. I watched it. I didn't interfere with it. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to see what the outcome would be. And because we just raised their local supports to $10,000 from 5, and there's 140 locals. So we spent probably close to $300,000 to the locals right now, and we set aside another budget altogether, inclusive of that, with coming close to $700 to $1 million. We set aside that hydro negotiation that we did. That's set aside for 35 years. That funding will be set aside for locals only. So it just shows you we're progressing ahead. We never had money before, and people always volunteered. I did myself when I was in the local, and I sat in the local for many years. And so when you look at it, it gave us, and a lot of people defended that. They didn't want to get paid. They said it'll take everything away from how we do things, the way we believe, and then all of a sudden they'll become employees of the Federation. How's that going to be? Yeah. Right now their freedom to speak is there because they're representing the community, but all of a sudden their employees come to represent the community and they're elected. How do you, in the context of a local, it defeats the purpose of the creation of the local by a past leader. So again, it was a good debate, and it was defeated, of course, that they said no. They don't believe that executives should be paid and that they'll continue to build what they've done, and they're very, very, very proud of the additional total $10,000 to the local. So that was a big, big round of applause in that one. So again, there's so much great things happening in the Federation, and we take over a building, by the way, on November 1st. We take over the 200 Main Street, and staff will start to be rolling in there. We're putting 250 to 300 staff in there, and that's a beauty. And then our offices should be ready by the end of October. My office, I'm staying at 150 Henry. I'm not moving. I'm staying there, along with another probably 300 employees there. But again, I still believe, I want to build the areas we reside in, and the areas where our offices are. So I want to make sure that we never give up on the belief that we can help the poorer parts of our city. We know our people live in some of those areas, and we got to do our part. And if I'm to leave my office and go downtown, what does that say about my belief of fighting for those that can't afford, for those that can't do it? By the way, the supplement program was well applauded again by the people. You heard people speaking on that.
Definitely.
That was so powerful. But we've given out millions in supplement program, which people say, what the hell is that? Well, we give support to financial for food, additional cost of food prices, and so we give that money to our elders, to our youth, to our single mothers, and to our parents that have one child, two child, based on a certain income level. And we've given out millions to date, and the people are so proud of that. They've spoken that several times on a microphone. So again, with that being said, I'll say goodbye now. And if I missed anybody's funeral, my prayers go out to each and every one of you, and of course from our cabinet and to our locals. Again, thank you for your leadership, and thank you for being so proud of leading the nation and our Red River Nation as we go forward. And I'm sure you're proud of the ongoing fight we have with the MNC that we will stand firm to protect, and we'll support the Ontario First Nations, and we'll support British Columbia on this issue, and make it very clear we're standing firm to defend our homeland and our culture and our history. Nobody's going to allow no one to steal it, and the First Nations are absolutely right in Ontario. MNO is trying to steal their identity and steal ours at the same time. So
Right.
I wish them well in their fight. But I also like to say goodbye to my friends who listen in Saskatchewan. That's Conrad, and he's out there. Mesoponius, he's always listening on our show, and I like that very much to know that we have Saskatchewan listeners out there in Pine House, and say hi to Laura and her husband, of course, and he's always working. That guy, he's always driving his machines, and he works for his townhouse, Pine House, and they're great hunters too. So. And very religious people. So I say hi to them out in Pine House, Saskatchewan. So take care, you guys, and I'll talk to you guys next Saturday. And this is from Richard already. That's Richard Pine House texting me. He says, man, about the prayer. So again, Richard, to you, Laura. Richard, well, they go all over the place praying for people when people are losing their loved ones or sick. They go around praying. And so I'm very proud of Richard and Conrad and their families. And just the community in general, they go out and helping others. So that's part of the whole process of prayer.
Definitely.
So again,
hey, you know what else though? It was to see John Lee there at the AGA.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. Thank you, Naomi. Oh, that was so beautiful to see him there. You can tell he's cancer is really giving him a licking. And we don't know how long he's living this planet. And he was praying and praying and praying that he's going to make it to this assembly.
Yeah.
He wanted to be there. If the good Lord decides to take him, he did not want to miss this assembly. I was so proud to see him there.
Yeah.
So proud. And by the way, Linda Sirik, Sakic. So Linda St. Cyr Sakic. I think she won the pickle contest, by the way.
She did.
So kudos to you, Linda. Won the elder. So, okay, guys, take care. I'll talk to you guys next Saturday.
Okay, take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.